video. Why can't I get that? No. I'm gonna redo that. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Krissy with 2 sheep, 1 wheat, and on this channel, it is everything board games. We play board games, we review board games, everything board games. So if you are into that, why don't you hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss another video. Today's video, I'm going to be doing an overview review on Obsession. So Obsession is a 1 to 4 19th century families who gain some new income, and they use that to freshen up their estate, to regain some of their reputation, to regain some of their reputation, and also perhaps to gain some love interest of some Fairchilds. Let's get to it. Okay, we're just gonna cut this because I don't know where the freaking Fairchilds are. Should just be on top. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the game is all set up. I will start with the player boards. I have 2 players set up right now. I have also the Wessex expansion, and I also have the upstairs downstairs expansion. So we'll talk about Howard family here with the upstairs downstairs expansion. So on their boards, both players actually, you get your servants, your available servants right here. These are all the servants that'll help you out later on throughout the game. And these are all, as soon as you play, available to you. Also on here is your reputation. This is what is going to help you gain some extra guests to come visit you, host different guests. You have these just flip here. These flip, and then the track goes up, and that is how you gain your reputation. Now, each family actually has a family bonus as well. The Howard family actually begins the game with the cook. If you look over here at the Wessex family, they actually get to begin the game with the tennis court or a breakfast room. So you get to pick one of those, and then you put the other one away. So also with your player boards, you also start with these 5 starter tiles. And you can see that these are the starting tiles because of your estate at the top here. Now you also get objective cards. You get 4 of them. 4 of them if you are doing the extended play, but you get 5 of them if you are doing the standard play. So throughout the game, you'll actually be able to collect more of these. So you have those cards, your objective cards, and you also get family cards. This is the Howard family. And on these cards, it will tell you, you can see the crest here for the family, and mom and dad and son and daughter. And it actually tells you here too. So when you play these cards, you'll need to place some servants on them, but not for the family. So on the cards, it'll tell you if you have to place servants or not, but it'll also tell you when you play your cards what kind of bonus that you get. So you start the game off with your 4 family. You also get starter guests. Each player gets 2. So those are the ones that you get. Now you can host other guests, which would be right here. You actually have your casual guests right here, and you have your prestige guests right here. Now as you move up and get prestige guests, they are some a lot better, but some also not as great. Some will actually make you lose victory points, but they are still good because they will still get you money or a high reputation, they are still good, but you'll need to get rid of them before the end of the game. So there are those cards, and you actually get money too, coins. You have 100s and you have 500s. And then if you look over here, you actually have servants for hire. Now, throughout the game, you can hire servants to help you with your prestige guests. And to hire those servants, you would actually use the butler room tile on your player board right here. That would count as a pass, a passing turn. So then you'll be able to hire 2 servants. And to get more of these tiles are actually rooms to your estate. So the more that you purchase from the builder's market, and the builder's market actually gets filled with all these tiles in here in this nice little bag. So I'll fill those now for you. Okay, so there it is, your builder's market. It is all filled up. Now, for whenever you're setting these up, I don't know if you can see this, I'll try to zoom in for you, but there are numbers on these tiles here, and they need to go in order for your first time. Or if you're refreshing the market, then you would need to put them all in order as well. So these are the tiles. Now, you want to build up your estate to perhaps get the love interest of a 𝗧𝗏, but the more that you buy, the more points that you get as well. More points, and some of the objective cards, I'm not sure if I got any with tile. Let's see if the 𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗍 family did. They did. So here, so the more that you purchase, potentially you can get more victory points from your objective cards. Now there are other ones too, as you saw over here for the Howard family. Bonus victory points for servants. This is for 13 or more servants. This is finishing the game with at least one of each female servant, or if you have a specific amount of money. Now you can gain more of these objective cards throughout the game. This board right here is the round track. It is divided into 4 seasons for the whole year. So you would start at 1 and you would continuously go picking a first player for that season. The second season would be the next player, and then so on. So once you get to the courtship, you actually have to discard one of your objectives. You have to discard one of them. And you also get to win the courtship, which would be gaining a 𝗧𝗏. You would get to gain one of these 𝗧𝗏s depending on who won. I would say the Howard family won. Oh no, I would not say the Howard family would win. The Howard family actually has minus points here, so that is a good thing why you need to activate your tiles as well, so that you can get those positive victory points out. So in this case, the 𝗧𝗏𝗍𝗍 family would actually get it, as they only have -3 points. Would get this bonus. They would be able to select one of the 𝗧𝗏𝗍𝗍, and they would get a victory point card, which you can actually use as other things throughout your game. You can play this during your turn whenever. There are a few different ones that you can get. And everything, all of these and everything are on your player aids. Everything that you could think of is on these player aids. So this one would be purchasing from the builder's market, even if it's not the builder's market. And this one right here would be take one valet, lady's maid, or footman from the supply only. So utilizing some of these instead of the victory points would definitely come in handy. There's a bunch of different ones. What is this one? This one is research the discard pile for any guest or family member and place into the active hand. That's not a bad one either. So playing this game, you will definitely be making choices along the way. So, and then after that season, you would get to keep one of these Fairchilds in your hand to play with. Now, at the end of the next courtship, you would need to place it back in case you are not the winner for the next one. I was really hoping that it was, oh, it is purple. See, look, I have +2 and a -2, so I would take it. I would take the victory point, and I would take a Fairchild. Now, there is a village fair here as well. Now, if you have your private study flipped over, which I'll get to a little bit later, that's whenever you get to use it. You can actually use this one for the village fair to gain 300 coins, and you get to go up 2 in your reputation. So that is the village fair, and if we keep going, there's another courtship and another village fair, but here is a builder's holiday. Now, builder's holiday is usually at the builder's market, you're only allowed to purchase 1 room at a time, but on the builder's holiday, you can actually purchase as many as you can using your currency, using the money. Now, if you look over here, we have a national holiday. So to play different cards that you have, minus the family, but if you notice here, there is a 1, and that has to do with your reputation. Now, you can host these cards if you have a 1 or higher, but there are some of the prestige guests that have much higher reputations. So if you are sitting at a 2, but you really want to gain some of these effects, you can use these on a national holiday. And they actually correspond with these tiles as well. So if you notice here, it has a 3. So if you are still sitting at a 2, anything higher than a 2, you're able to actually play on this national holiday. Now, if you notice, final courtship, and then wedding bells, potentially. But if you notice here down at the bottom, begin service tile reserve. So if you notice, there's actually another part to the builder's market right here. So this would be the service tile. So anything that is a service tile after the first season, once you get to the courtship, you actually place all of the tiles on there. These all get to be moved down, and then you would draw another tile. We'll do it right now. Perfect. Then, once you get to the second season, you can begin the PR1 tiles. So anything with a 1 actually gets to be placed up here as well. And everything shuffles down again, and you redraw. Make sure none of them are the same. They actually stack up on top of each other. And this gets tiles out, so you're able to get more of your objectives completed, or your house, your estate. You're able to collect more rooms to build up your estate. So that's the tiles. That is something that does. Now, there's other ways to get victory points, and that is actually with milestone cards. So the first person to get the milestone card would actually take their token here, which a H for the Howard family and a W for the Wessex family. So the first person to get that would cover the corresponding spot with when they got it. So first player, second player to get it. And then same thing with over here. There are multiple different ones for this game. This one here would be seven roses, which would be flipping over your tiles. As you can see here, there's a little rose here. So the more tiles that you get to build up your estate, the more points, more victory points that you can gain throughout the game as well. So now that we know how the game kind of plays, we're a little bit more comfortable with the board, I'll go over some of the actions that you can actually do, which is listed here on your board. So you rotate your service. So when you start the game, like I said, all of your servants are ready to go. So for your turn, you would play, let's say I wanted to play, sure, let's do the front parlor. I want to play this one. I need my servant, which is, I did mention this, but there are actually little player aids that you can get with this game too. So I'm going to take my housekeeper, which is the red, and I'm going to place her on the tile. Now I'm going to play these two cards because it asks for two ladies. Now this card, I can play both of these cards because I'm sitting at a 2 reputation. Now both of these ladies do get a reward. One of them does not require a servant, but this Miss Wes, she does require a servant, and she requires the lady's maid. So you would place that on top of theirs. Once all the servants are used, then you may collect your rewards. So you get 3 reputation, 1, 2, 3. You get 100 coins, and you get to collect a casual guest, and that gets to be brought to your hand. You actually get to look at your hand every single time. You don't have to draw 5 cards. You keep your hand, and all of the players, all of the guests that go to your hand, go to your hand. So now that that is done, if you notice here, there's an asterisk here. So admirer bonus, only if a male prestige guest accompanies the young lady to an activity, which we don't have this time because it only required 2 ladies. So now that you have collected this, now these cards would just go in a discard. But now that you have utilized these, you've expensed, they are expended services. So you would actually flip this tile, you'd bring it over, and that one is used. So now your next turn, these would get rotated. So you can't use them your next turn, but the turn after that. So it takes 2 full turns for your servants to be refreshed and available. So that is basically the first turn. So when I played my cards, that was hosting an activity where I activated my tile and I hosted an activity. I invited guests over and I provided service. Then I get to enjoy my favors, which was collecting the bonuses at the bottom and also the one that was on the tile. Then once you have done that, you can collect or purchase from the market. Now I have $100 and I cannot purchase anything from the market. And if you notice here, there is a plus $100. And this one as well. That would actually make it 800 and this one 900. Some of them, like this one, has minus 200, which would make it possible for me to purchase. So when you purchase a tile, you place your money, and then you would take the tile and you would place it right underneath of the corresponding color. Now, if you end up with a lot of tiles, the game actually comes with this nice little tile here as an extender so that you can place it on the side of it and place all of your tiles below this if you are pressed for space. And that would be the game Obsession. I love player aids. I'll say it time and time again. I love player aids. It comes with them. It did come with more in the Upstairs Downstairs expansion and the Wessex expansion. So it did add this here, because before you couldn't hire servants when you passed. You would have to use the butler's room. Now you still use the butler's room, but it is now in a passing phase, which is great. And then there are a lot of servants, so I never remember which one it is. So it's handy to have these cards right here. I also like, they have different variants to this game. We played on the standard play once, and we played on the extended play once. Now we played the standard exactly how you're supposed to play it, and it was fun. I found that you didn't collect as many points as what maybe, it was a very tight game. You didn't collect as many points. But then our second time playing, we played on the extended play, and we played with two variants. We played with the first one with a seasonal market, which take the card, the tile away, the first one at the end of each season. Everything would shuffle down and you would replenish the last one. So, and then with the extended one, we played with a closed courtship. So you never knew which way it was going to go, which one was going to collect the most points, and it made it pretty exciting, which well, I suppose you could play with the standard play like that too. You can play all the variants with the standard side or with the extended side, but that is what we did. We switched it to the extended side. We played with the seasonal market and the closed courtship, and I found that it really added to the game. It made it a little bit more exciting, and you really didn't know who was going to win at all throughout the whole game. Now, I think that there would be two things about this game that maybe could have been a little bit better. The money, the currency, these tokens, coins, they're a little pixelated. They work. I mean, obviously they work. They're just coins, right? You know what they are, but they are a little pixelated. And I think my second thing would be, I found the instructions maybe a little bit confusing, especially adding all of the expansions with the Wessex expansion and the Upstairs Downstairs expansion. There was a bunch of tiles that had to come out. There was a bunch of objectives that had to come out. And it was just a little bit confusing. We got it now. We did have to watch somebody to know how to do it, what was going on. And then the extended play, I actually really enjoyed the extended play. It was really, really fun, and you actually got to play longer, so you collected more victory points, and you got more objectives, and I found that you actually collected more of the victory points cards as well. So it made it really good. I think I was over 200 on my last game when we played the extended play. It was really fun. It was really fun. And all the cards, I don't know, it's a really cool theme. I feel like I'm a theme person too, right? The player aids and the theme. Like, look at these old cards. These are really cool. And some of these prestige guests are not nice. Are not nice at all. Like, they would take away from your reputation. They'd give you money though. They actually paid really, really well. I think the cards are really designed really well. Family into active hand. Oh, see, like this guy's pretty cool, but he does cost you money. And then it gives a little detail about all of the people as well. Like why they are the way that they are type thing, or why they're not a good guest to have. I don't know, it works really, really well. I found that there are a lot of things going on, I found, the first game that we played. I found that it did get a lot easier throughout the game and our next game. Overall, it was a really good game. I would suggest playing it. I would suggest playing on a standard play first before going to the extended play. I really enjoyed the extended play a lot more than the standard play, which I've said numerous times. So if you get a chance to play it, I would suggest that you play it. It's a really good game. It's fun. I've played it twice now. I wish that we could play it more, but I'm too busy filming videos for you guys. If you have played this game, or if you want to play this game, why don't you let me know in the comments down below. This was Obsession, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you next video. Wait, what? What is happening? What is happening? I don't understand this.